Hey folks. Hey folks, so today I'm going to bring you in the garden. It's October 8th here in Canada, grow zone 3. In the US, that's grow zone 4. And our weather's been so awesome. I still have things growing in the garden. So I kind of wanted to show you that, what's been growing on here. And then I'm also going to harvest some of my heirloom seeds and stuff like that as well. So if you know me, I'm big on gardening and stuff like that because I think it's a skill that's slowly being lost, producing our own food and everything. It gives us more control over our own lives, I believe. And if you've seen my other gardening videos as well, you know that I'm big on heirloom seeds because I can take those seeds, I can harvest them from the plant and plant them next year. I don't have to pay anything, and it makes me my food production totally self-reliant. So I do that as much as possible as well. So let's go have a look. I want to show you everything. So I'm starting here with the tomatoes and stuff, and you can see I've still got some ripening on the vine, and that's what I'm hoping for, that these guys will ripen on the vine as well. And I've got some over there you can see as well, and behind me here I've got some as well growing. So you know, they're still going, and I've got some ripening here, and then I've kind of let some go. So here you can see that this one has gone, but I can actually take the seed from that, which I'm going to do today, and use that for next year's harvest. So next I'm over into my zucchini plant, and if you look here, still flowering, still a zucchini going. I just took a big one off the other day, so that's really cool. I'm still getting zucchini, and we all know you get so many zucchini, it's crazy. This here was a stray tomato plant. This is my compost, and so stray seeds got planted over here, and you can see they're still blooming all over the place here. And I've actually got some small tomatoes on here, so I just kind of let this one go after I noticed it to see what would happen. And look at all those blooms on there. And so the cool thing is we still have quite a bit of good growing time coming. You can see here that like we've got a low of 6 degrees Celsius as late as October 20th. 22nd, I should say. So I mean, that's kind of unheard of, but things can grow, and it's only going to be high of like 10 to 12 degrees most days, but that's still good. And especially for some of the stuff that likes that cool weather, I've still got quite a bit of time. So as far as the tomatoes go and the weather, I will have to cover them up a couple of nights. Tonight is supposed to be -1. Tomorrow, I think, is -3 at night. And then the next day is +2 degrees Celsius. But I would still cover up just in case it went below. But then after that, like there's, you know, a couple of weeks of grow time. So I am going to leave them on there and see if I can get them to ripen a little bit more on the vine. Otherwise, I'll have to take them in and ripen them in the house. Oh, and remember, things like gardening and stuff like that can be really important. It gives us self-sufficiency. We're kind of giving all of our basic needs away to corporations and stuff like that. So we end up having to go basically work for them, and then they allow us to take that money that we made from them and give it back to them in the form of buying food and everything like that. So this is a way to kind of you know, start removing yourself from that, or at least be somewhat self-sufficient. It's a skill that's being lost, and we're giving too much independence away to the corporations and businesses, certain businesses and stuff like that, the people up in the power, right, and the top. So yeah. Okay, so over here, there's our compost, and there's that tomato we were just looking at. Over here I got sage, so the sage is doing really good. This is going to be used in medicinal tea in the winter time for when I feel like I'm getting a cold and stuff. This will be frozen, and same with the basil here too. It's turning a little brown, trying to flower on me a little bit and stuff like that. But this is also going to be harvested probably today. I'm going to trim it up, and then that's going to get frozen and used in like spaghetti sauces. I even use it in my smoothies a little bit. So that's still it is starting to turn a little bit, so I will trim it and then see if I can get some more growing before the end of the season. And so over here by our fancy pool that's draining out is the lettuce here. And so this is romaine lettuce, and I planted this about a month and a half ago. Now Poppy did get into this lettuce and chewed a bunch of it and shortened it up a lot, but it has come back nicely. That's why we have it all surrounded here by the pails and everything, because she was getting into it. If you look just over here, I've got some lettuce that's higher that she didn't get into, and you can see it's doing really well, and it's got lots of grow time. It likes this cool weather, and so I planted this on purpose, counting on a long growing season in the fall, because that's what's been happening more. The growing season in the fall is getting longer and longer, so I'll have lots of nice lettuce. Actually, some of this I could probably start using right away if I wanted to, but I just want it to get a little bit bigger. So over here on the side of the house, I still have some peppers growing, and you can see, like, you know, I've got these producing, and this particular plant didn't even produce during the normal season. It just started producing later when it got closer to fall. And I do have some peppers back here on this plant as well, back there as well. So I probably harvest these maybe today or tomorrow or this week, just because I need to get some things done. Peppers like the hot weather and everything like that, generally speaking. And I do have to get some things done instead of saving it all right before it snows and trying to get it all done. That's never a fun thing. Oh, there's Poppy. What's up, Poppy? And so I'm just out on the back lane of my yard here, and you can see I grow my cucumbers up the fence, and I actually have a cucumber right here. Look at that, still growing. I had to plant the cucumbers late because the first batch didn't make it, so but they did really well. I can say though, the late season cucumbers are very seedy because the plant is trying to reproduce itself, right? And you know, so it creates a lot of seeds and everything. And so here is the last thing I'm going to show you that's growing right now, and that is our kale. And you can see that this is the older leaves here. I trimmed them all down really low about a month ago, and then they've come up really good. And I've got like all of that kale over there coming up. So the kale, I'll just wait till this car goes by here. And so the kale is another thing that likes the cold weather. So this can take a frost. I don't even know if I'll bother covering it up when it's -3, because it does really good. And actually, like your brassicas can taste better after a frost actually. So I'm really looking forward to adding some more of the kale to my stock that I already have. And that again too, we freeze, and then we use it in soups or whatever, as stews and stuff, or I put it in my smoothies. It's just good to have, like, you know, fresh grown stuff. It's frozen, but I grew it and I know where it came from, and it's good to have that all winter, right? Okay, I guess one more thing as well. Back here is our strawberries here. This is our strawberry patch, and they're still actually trying to grow, and here's one here. But look what happens. What happens is the wasp, I hope you can see that. The wasps burrow in there, and they just hollow the whole thing out. And so I've had to watch. When last time I was picking, I had to watch because I would grab them, because all you see is the top, and you see a nice fresh strawberry there, and then you grab it and there's a wasp there. So I guess they're liking our strawberries a lot. So now we're back in the garden, and I'll show you some of the heirloom stuff that I'm about to kind of harvest and everything, show you what it looks like and kind of how to go about it. So these are my peas here, and I've left these for quite a while. And the thing about peas and beans and stuff like that is you kind of want to let them dry out on the vine and everything. And this was a plant that did particularly well, and so I let it just I didn't harvest it at all, and I just let the pods stay on there so that they could dry out. Because the thing about when you're doing heirloom seeds is that you want to take seeds from the best plants that did well in your environment, so then the next year when you plant those seeds again, you've got a replica of that plant that did well in your environment, and then you take the best ones from that and you keep on going. So you just keep improving the seed and adapting it to your particular environment, and that is the really cool thing about heirloom seeds. And so we'll have a look here, and basically there's not much to picking them. You just open them up, and there's the seed. Oops. And there's the seed ready to go. And so basically I'm just going to be picking these and putting them into a paper bag. And the reason why I like to use a paper bag as opposed to, say, a plastic bag that seals up is that the moisture and everything won't be held in there and won't make them moist or anything. It'll keep them nice and dry. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and pick some of these. And you can see how well this plant did, right? Just lots of peas on here. And so that should make these seeds do well in this environment next year. Hopefully I'll get my whole crop like that. And actually my whole crop was pretty good because I took seeds from last year, but you know, it just keeps improving and improving.
So here I've finished picking, and you can see that I've got my seeds in there, and there's not a huge amount. I don't keep a lot because each one of them has like, you know, 8 or 9 seeds in them. So that's more seeds than I'm actually going to need for the year. But so I'm just going to leave those there and then separate them when I get a chance.
And so over here, I kept a plant of bush beans that did really good as well. And it's similar to the pea, where you just kind of let them, you pick a plant that does good, and then you don't pick it, and you just let it dry out, and then you get the seed here. And I think you can see that, hopefully. You get the seed there, and you see they're nice and brown, and those are going to be plantable for next year. And so I just realized we had some smaller paper bags in the house. I got those, and yeah, again, I'm gonna pop them in there, and then I'm just gonna leave them in there in the house until I can get a chance to shell them and everything. And last year I shelled beans like kind of last minute. I left them in there for months, did it when I had a time or when I thought about it, and they grew just fine. And again, I'm gonna have way more seeds than I actually need for this. So that works out well. So right behind me here is one of the heirloom seeds that I'm most excited about, because it took since last summer for these to develop, because they have to overwinter and everything. And that is my carrots. And I've never seen carrots go to seed before, never had any experience with it. This is really cool. Check these out. So basically what I did is I just left some carrots in the ground last year over winter, and we get cold, like minus 30 degrees Celsius, right? And so a couple of them came up, and this, look at, this is one plant, and they come up sort of like a sunflower kind of, and I don't know if you can see that there, but this is just filled with seed. Like there are hundreds and hundreds of seeds in this one pod, and look at all these pods I have here. So that is a huge amount of seeds from one carrot. I mean, this would give me carrots for probably the next 2 years, maybe 3 years. So I'm really excited about that. And so I've got the big paper bag out for this, and basically I'm just gonna snip these pods right off here, and then I'm just gonna put them in the paper bag, let them continue to dry out, and then take care of them again when I can. And so let's just look at all of these pods or little sunflowerish kind of things I have. Like the bag is just filled with them, and I've got thousands, probably a few thousand seeds there. And I'm pretty sure that underneath this plant here, I'm gonna have in this area next year, I'm gonna have some stray carrots trying to grow, because I saw that a lot of seeds kind of fell down, and that's the way nature works, right? So we'll see what happens next year. And so right along here is another batch of beans I have, but these beans I grow for a different reason. These beans I grow for the bean inside of it, and I'll show you. These have been grown by the Hopi people in North America for 1,500 years, and you can see they have like, I don't know if you can see that or not. I'm trying to get my camera to focus on it or not, but basically it's kind of a white bean. It's got a white flesh. Some of the beans are kind of brown and stuff like that, but here you can see you get a lot of beans in here, and I use these beans for chili and stuff like that. I've used it for chili already. I've got still some from last year, and they hold really well. They're a versatile bean. So this bean here you can pick as a green bean as well, and they get well, you can't see now, but it's like a green bean with a purple stripe on it. And you can use them as like a green bean. You pick them young, and then as soon as you put them in water, they just turn green as well. But they're versatile in the fact that you can actually use the seed itself for other ways that you use beans, the same way you use black beans and stuff like that. So I think that is really cool, and that's why I decided to grow these. And these are grown from beans that I grew last year. I harvested, and they did really well. And so yeah, again, it's the same thing. You just kind of take beans from the best plants, you take the seeds from those ones, and then you plant those next year. And a lot of these did really good. So I got the small bag. I'm going to use just for the ones I'm going to use for seed, and then I'm going to take the big bag and harvest the ones that I'm going to use to eat. So now I'm just going to take some time and take some plants out that I don't need anymore. I still have some old bean plants and stuff. Get rid of some of the stuff that I can while I have time today, because my time has been very limited. And then like the tomatoes and zucchini and stuff, I'm just going to keep in there until later, because I'm going to cover those up tonight, get the cover ready and everything like that. And then you know, I've got a couple of weeks of good growing weather after that, so it's perfect. And I hope you like and subscribe. I don't only do gardening stuff. I do some camping stuff as well. And then I just do life stuff. I do a little bit of door dashing actually too. I just kind of do things that I'm doing in my life. Camping is one of them that's good. And gardening, of course, like I said, to me is a very important thing. The sun just came out and just ruined my whole image here, but that's okay. So like and subscribe if you want to see more. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers, and then maybe I'm going to do some sort of live event or anything like something like that. I don't know, but the next camping video should be out either right before this video or right after. Probably right after. I'm going to get this one out as quick as I can. I've got the other camping video filmed already. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and kind of fix up my garden and do some stuff. So if you want to stick around for that, that's great. If not, I'll see you in the next video. And remember, the most important thing, take care of yourself. Peppers for salsa. Look at that little guy, still burrowing in there. Wow. If you want to attract slugs from your garden, put a board down, and during the day they go under there, and then you flip it over and there they are hiding. I really have a dislike for those things.